never tuck your town, I showed you that. Just here to put the city on the map. You bumping up your chest, boy, just relax. For your benefit, just keep it rap. There were some dark days and some hard days. In like this feeling, you couldn't make it on Broadway. Big Brad Bronson, the bully, they can't belittle me. Plotting to get rid of me. Hottest in 2 industries, hottest for 2 decades, with scriptures for 2 centuries. Just to get the message, clap messengers and who sent for me. Success is not the purest form of payback. These weirdos supposed to say they wouldn't say that. Keep it clean and never bring dirt where you lay at. The way we move and you would think
that you don't even think about. You think real estate's, something that's gonna cost you money. We out here buying stuff that's gonna cost us money, like J's, cars, things that ain't gonna turn into much, and everybody likes to have, So I don't blame nobody for that, but I got into real estate because it's a lot of opportunity there, and we wasn't taught that way as young ones. So
exactly,
you know what I mean. I like to push the word to my peoples and tell them, we could do something if we know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
So.
Knowledge is always power, man.
Exactly. So, and that's a dope aspect of it, because you grew up in this and you didn't even, it was under your nose the whole time, and really never took at the end of the day, your time was your time when you was in your 30s, but it was right there, and you saw the process of this throughout your whole life.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. If I would have got into it so much earlier, I could have probably made so much more happen. But I didn't think of it. You're young, you running around
doing what you got to do.
Doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody caught up. We
all did that.
We all, if you look back at your 20s, we all could say that.
Yeah,
but
that's
at
what
the
I
end
mean.
of the day, the timing is the timing for whatever reason, bro.
But eventually, you gotta figure something out.
But at least what I'll say in your case, from knowing you, at least the running around you did kind of set up for what you're doing now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, it's dope that, it's unfortunate that you didn't learn about it earlier and take it seriously. But at the same time, at the end of the day, look at what you're doing now for your family and your future.
Yeah,
Because imagine if you still had the same mindset from before.
Oh, yeah. No,
it wouldn't be the same, you know?
Aaliyah never going to have to work for anybody if she don't want to, bro. For real.
Hopefully, that's what we're working on.
That's the goal. Yeah.
That's the goal. That's the goal for sure.
Word.
But, we just got to make it happen, But yeah, no, real estate, I got into it for that reason alone. My grandparents were into it. They owned some houses. They were the landlords, but that's back in the day, landlords. Everybody think landlord, you gotta go fix the tub, fix the toilet when it breaks. Everything's a phone call away. Everything's on your phone, man. You put your phone down, the world stops.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? That's why you go on vacation, you take your phone, you turn it off, you put it away. The world stops, man. You pick that phone up, everything's there. Everything you need.
Yeah.
So, you call the plumber, fix the job, boom. Right now, you put money in, you don't gotta break your back to be landlord of the year, you know what I mean? So it's different now. I seen them doing things that my grandfather thought he knew how to do everything. Plumber, electrician, carpenter, everything, Then come to a time where you realize you're spending more time in there than if you just pay somebody.
Word.
Time is money, man. You can't
feel me?
You can't.
You
Oh,
feel
man,
me?
my guy came out
You
dropping
feel me?
gems early.
Time is money.
That's for you, bro.
but
The purple vegan mama gems.
Oh,
You dropping
thank you. I
gems, bro.
appreciate
You feel me?
I appreciate it. Nah, but it's true, man. You think about, I'm gonna save some money, right? I'm gonna go do something that's gonna cost me 5 hours. It's 5 hours of time, bro. You gotta think about it. What could you be doing with those 5 hours? Making money somewhere else.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? So it's there. We'll get there. We'll talk about it. But yeah, man, it's different now. Right now we gotta teach each other. We gotta learn and we gotta grow. You gotta buy, you gotta own, and you gotta make things happen. It's tough. It's not easy, but now's a better time than ever.
So what's in your line of work? What is the most frequently asked question from a first time buyer when they meet you? What is usually that first question that you're always expecting?
I would say it really comes to the question of how, they always ask, where do I start? And I always tell them the same thing, because you're going to ask me a bunch of questions about money. Mm-hmm. I'm not a mortgage broker.
So usually they start with money.
Yeah, everybody wants to know, everybody thinks about, I want to buy a house, but then they think about how much.
How much,
so everyone's first question really is, how much can I afford? How much can I, get? So everyone wants to know how much. And I tell them, basically, you got to talk to a mortgage broker. Once they figure that out, I answer all the questions you want.
Right.
But yeah,
So,
a lot of times it's about the money.
Your advice is for them to have that piece of it taken care of before they reach out to you.
Yeah, and the buying aspect is money's first, man. You can't go shopping until you got the money. You know what I mean?
Man.
Fact.
This guy.
You go shopping without the money, you're gonna run into a lot of problems. You're gonna have a lot of credit card debt. You're gonna be That ain't
It's
gonna
gonna be
good.
bad.
Yeah, you get your money lined up, and then you go on a shopping spree.
Talk that talk. I like that.
But it's true though, man. They always want to know how much, and I tell them talk to a broker. And the worst part about it is people get scared. You know what I mean? Think, oh, if I talk to a mortgage broker, what's gonna happen there? My credit's gonna go down to 7. Like, why would you think that? You know, it's not really that. That's not the case. Talk to somebody. You talk to a mortgage broker. You tell them, you know, I want to buy a house. They'll tell you, all right, give me this information. They'll start, you know, figuring you out.
Yeah.
You get that information, they'll start telling you can afford this much, or you can afford this much. You can't afford as much as you thought, but this is how you can do what you need to do to get there.
Yeah.
So the first thing I tell them is talk to a mortgage broker, because whether you want to buy a house today, you probably can't, or if you want to buy a house next year, you want to talk to a mortgage broker as soon as possible. They'll tell you which way to go. They'll tell you what to pay off. They'll tell you how to make sure that you can make your best, put your best foot forward. You know. So. Yeah, that's the most important thing, man. It's all talk. It's not like you gotta get your credit ran. You don't gotta do nothing crazy. You know, you can get a pretty good idea of what's going on without doing anything that's invasive.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, go ahead.
Go ahead. Nah, 'cause I was just gonna say with COVID being, well, I might change the topic a little bit.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
With COVID being as relevant as it is today, like how are you helping people navigate through this first time process, or even if it's not their first time, with COVID being a big factor like it is?
So I mean, for the most part, it was really, really tough at first because it was practically impossible to do anything in person.
Locked down.
You know, everything was locked down. So it was really, if you want to sell, who you're selling it to, you can't even have nobody come see it.
Yeah.
Then things got a little bit crazy. People started buying things without seeing them. So
That's crazy. That's buying a house without setting foot in it.
I don't care. I just want to get out of the city.
Yeah, for real.
That's really
crazy.
what it was, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but you know, right now it's very back to almost normal. You know, you got your 6 feet restrictions and all kinds of things COVID related. But
Yeah, so get into that, because I'm sure there's people out there that are pressing the brakes on buying something because they don't know how to walk through works or So what do you do to take precautions?
What is a new age COVID walkthrough now for a home
with Tracy?
With Tracy.
First, well, you know, with me it's gonna be, first of all, you're gonna bring your mask like we do. You know, you got your mask. 90% of the time you're gonna wear gloves. You know, because you want to touch. You're gonna want to open the door. You're gonna want to turn the lights on.
Okay.
So you're gonna wear gloves. Sometimes it's provided to have those little booties for your shoes.
Okay.
Or
Nice.
or you know, homeowners will ask you to take your shoes off.
Okay.
I tell people it's really just safer to use the booties. You don't got to worry about doing all that. So you're gonna do that.
So
if you don't
gloves,
have,
booties,
and a mask.
And a
and a
mask.
mask.
And of course, you're gonna bring your hand sanitizer, because
Yeah,
if you don't got that nowadays, what do you got?
for real. For real.
So you're gonna, you know, we'll meet up. We'll get to the house. We'll take a look, you know, around the outside, or you know, if you want to go inside first, we can. But a lot of times, you want to go inside, look around the house, then maybe go out the back door. You gotta take your booties off. So we'll go look around the outside, then we'll go put the booties on, gloves on, take a look inside. You know, see what you like, see what you don't like. See if there's things that you can make, you know, you can make work. Like, you might not like something, but that's not the final answer. That's not the final say. You can make something different in a house.
Of course.
Okay, yeah.
So you gotta have, you know, the eyes for it. So, you know, if you don't see it, maybe I can help you see it. So we're gonna take a look around, see what we can make work. You know, something's gonna have to be a compromise. You're not gonna get everything you want out of a house most of the time.
Well, not for free.
Yeah.
Not for free, no. Yeah. Then, you know, after we take a look around the house, we'll talk about numbers. You know, everyone wants to know how much my monthly payment's going to be, and I tell them that's the most important thing. You want to know if you can afford $500, $700, $900. Comes down to how much you can afford to pay a month, because that's really when they're going to hit you with the bill once a month.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about numbers. We'll talk about how much you like it. We'll see then what the comps are. 90% of the time, I'm going to show up with the comps with me, so you can look over the comps after we look at the house. And we'll get an idea of, you know, where a fair offer should be, target price, what you want to do if you want to make an offer. If you don't want to make an offer, that's fine. Then we find another house. You know, it's
Right. So it's a pretty simple process,
it's a very
and
basic,
people overthink it a lot because they haven't done it before.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I mean, that sounds simple. It sounds really safe at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, no one's there but us three. You
And
know?
I'm sure you clean the spots before and after.
Yeah, everyone
showing.
that's showing their houses nowadays, they got the cleaning going. They got the cleaning going, disinfected before, after. And your gloves, your mask, you're trying to protect yourself and you're trying to protect
Gloves,
against them.
mask, booties.
So
Word.
That's crazy.
it's not that
That's what's
bad.
up.
You know, it's not crazy like you're around thousands of people going in. It's only 2 people allowed. Real estate agent, which would be me, 2 people.
Okay.
Decision makers. You know, you can't bring your whole family, you can't bring your kids. If you guys like it, you want to have a second viewing, then they'll set it up for a second viewing. You can bring more people. But right now, that's the limit. 2 people, check out the house, make the decisions, and then go from there. It's a really simple process, you know?
I mean, yeah, so for the people that are watching, if you are, you know, kind of dragging your feet because you feel like it's going to be this long, drawn-out process because of COVID or whatever, it's really pretty simple. All you got to do is reach out to Trey, and you can get the ball rolling pretty simply.
Oh, yeah, of course. You reach out to me, we'll have you in something soon, don't worry. No, but it's true. It's really, things have picked up a lot. Like I said, man, once COVID hit, it locked down. But after it opened back up, people are trying to move, man. There's a lot of people trying to buy, and they're trying to take advantage of these interest rates.
What areas have you seen that's booming the most? Like in Rockland County, if you can say in Rockland County, is there a specific area that you noticed that more homeowners are leaning towards?
Yeah, it's typically southern. You know, down in southern Rockland, Orangetown.
Because it's closer to the city, you think?
It's close access to the bridge. You know, you're right there by the G-Dub. You're right there. It's having whatever you want to jump on to get into the city. These people do got to go back to the city.
Orangeburg?
Yeah, Orangeburg,
Nyack,
Japan,
Nyack,
you know, all that stuff down there. You know, great. It's a great area. You know, it is a great area.
Pearl River.
The premiums are there.
Yeah.
You know, the prices are at a premium there. But that's your first stop across the bridge. You know.
Yeah.
So
you have access to everything. You can get to Westchester. You can get to the city. You can get upstate. So
exactly.
Good.
So that's the one.
So what I want to know is, like, what's something that before you got into the real estate game, like before you had your eyes behind the curtain, so to speak, that you thought was just big, complex process that really was just something simple that you just had to, you know, learn how to do?
Honestly, I thought buying a house was a really complex process. But realistically, buying a house, we learned how to buy a house at probably the age of 3. Is that when you learned how to sign your name?
Word. That's crazy.
Trey Muny.
That's crazy, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. First of all, we had Mech on here, right?
We did.
And I know he has some bars on that piff somewhere that I need to search for. You've
you
been
got
dropping
bars.
a lot of gems, man.
No, it's true, man. Everyone overthinks it, but realistically, the hardest part is when you get to that closing table, when they hit you with all those signatures, sign here, sign here, sign here. You'll sign a lot.
Word.
But realistically, man, I mean, you work, right? 9 times out of 10, you work. You don't got to do nothing extra. You just got to figure out how much of that money you can delegate towards buying a house.
Okay.
So you're working. You got the money. You're going to save it. Yeah, you got a bank account. You put it in there, save it, stack it.
Word.
What do you really do? You go look at a house? It's not hard to look at a house and tell you if you like something. You've been shopping before.
Yeah.
You don't buy the sneakers if you don't like them. You see the house, you like it, you buy it.
Yeah.
Come on. What's the hardest part there?
That's true. I think it's more of a mental thing, with everybody.
It sounds real simple, man. You made it sound very simple.
No, and I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, it can be things in there that are a little bit, you know, different than
tricky.
how we say it. It's just so simple. But in all reality, the reality is you're working to make the money. That's what you need. They call it ready, willing, and able. You got to be ready. So that means you're ready. You got to be willing. You're willing to do it, and you got to be able. You got to have the money. So realistically, if you're ready to do it, you're willing to do it, you got the money to do it because you work already.
Yeah.
You just got to find the one you want.
Are you able to do it?
Exactly. And
So-
once you are, that's it.
That's when you come see Trey Muny.
That's it. Go shopping.
Come see me once you are ready, willing, and able. 'Cause,
Word.
you know, you can be ready, but you're not willing or you're not able. All 3 got to go together. You know,
Word.
that's a fact. That's one thing that they say is a fact. You got to be ready, willing, and able. And the way you find out, you talk to the brokers.
Word.
They'll tell you you're able to do this, and the rest is history.
But so on the commercial side, I want to switch gears. So for somebody that is looking to make money off of real estate, not necessarily I'm good with my home. Now I want to turn it into a business and get some extra income. What kind of advice and what kind of advice do you have for people like that?
Well, my first advice is definitely do it because it's great. You know, it's great to have passive income. It's great to have a retirement plan. You know, you work. Yeah, you're not gonna work forever. Yeah, they're gonna maybe get a pension. Maybe you want to live a little more comfortably than that after you're done. So I'd say do it. You know, and it doesn't necessarily have to be commercial because people think it's you're making money. It's necessarily commercial. You can own real estate and it's still residential. You can buy your first home. You can own it. You can do what you got to do with that home, and you can go get another residential loan to buy a house that is 1 to 4 units. That's still residential. Once you go over 4, you're commercial.
Got you.
So if you want to buy an apartment building that got 4 units, you can buy that residentially. You can use the residential perks that you can use for buying a regular house as if you're going to live in it.
Wow.
So you can do these
Didn't
things,
know
man,
that.
and it doesn't take any rocket science. It's the same thing. You go out, you go shopping.
Same process.
Same process. You run the numbers. You find out how much it costs you, how much you're gonna make. It's all about the numbers.
So really,
man.
what everybody
Have your
really
bread right.
Exactly. What everybody hypes up is the first step, which is just going to talk to that broker.
Yeah, and then another thing I'll say, a lot of people do have a hard time with getting a lot of money saved up because it is, you do
need
work.
that 20%.
Yeah, maybe you need. Yeah, you don't necessarily need 20%, but people think that. So you think 20% of.
So what do you necessarily need? You think? Starting out.
If you go FHA loan, the minimum down payment is 3.5%. So you're looking at 3.5%. If you're looking at $300,000 house, what are you almost 10, around 10.
So does that tack on any extra fees? Is it a P something?
Yeah, it's PMI.
PMI.
It's mortgage insurance. Basically, you're going to be paying for. But once you get to paying off 20% of the house, it will come off your payment.
Oh, okay.
So you're not going to pay that just for the whole time you own the house, just because you started there.
So if we got $300,000 house, I put down 10. Once I get to 30 grand, that PMI stops coming on my
Yep, exactly. PMI is off.
mortgage.
And once you own 20% equity in your house, you no longer pay PMI.
Are you allowed to pay the 20% up faster?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
You can always do that. Yeah.
I'm
You
just
got the
checking.
money, you can.
Just
He
checking.
said, "Oh yeah, of course."
But I'm just saying, a lot of like I started the conversation with people who have the problem with getting a lot of money.
Yeah.
And there's ways around that. There's programs you can go look into that'll help you with down payments. There's sellers concessions that sellers help you with down payments. There's ways of getting around the hurdle of putting up a $20,000, $30,000. But you gotta be reasonable. If you're really looking to buy a house, you do want to have some money saved. You want to have something put
Because
together.
even you're gonna have for repairs.
Yeah, you want to have something. Yeah, and
Exactly.
you don't want to you don't want to put yourself into
Closing
a
costs.
situation,
Yeah.
where you're gonna be, strapped to paycheck to paycheck just because you got a house. But the way these rates are these days, it's almost the same as renting, depending on what you're renting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I my wife and I got our mortgage, got the rate refinanced.
Yeah.
And I was paying almost 5%, and now it's down to 2.5%. So that's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Literally
that's
cut
crazy
it in
to have.
half.
That's crazy to have some credit like that. Jesus.
Stop. Come on. Here we go, man. Here we go.
Finally.
Yeah, my credit is good, man. Yeah. I've been working hard to keep the credit score good. You know.
ain't lying.
Speaking of credit, we only got about 3 minutes to go, so you done gave us a
lot of gems.
world of gems for 20 minutes straight.
That's a fact.
Now, we know Trey Muny is from the town.
Absolutely.
Right? Tell us about quarterback Trey Muny.
Oh,
Yeah, tell me about them touchdowns and them Rock Boy seasons, because we do want to. You the house man, you do your thing, but you are from here.
Can't let them forget.
Yeah, we can't let them forget that you are from here, man. Please tell me in a quick 1 minute thing, like, how was it playing quarterback, man?
No pads.
No pads. 7-on-7
full
wallet.
It was great. It was fun. It was just living out, pretty much what we've been doing since we grew up. I had the blessing of growing up with you two. And
Appreciate that.
I've always looked up to you two. Like I said, I just try to be bred,
Here we go.
Sean and McNabb. I remember those days. So let's not do that.
Chill, B.
But it was great. We have fun. Representing our town, going playing other towns.
Never tuck your town. See, since then.
Oh yeah.
That's a fact.
Think about
That's a
that.
fact.
All the way to Jersey. We the
crazy.
only New York team.
Yeah, we're doing it, man. Started
doing it.
off with Overlook versus HV or
Yeah.
VOG.
Exactly.
The local spots. It was always representing where you were from. We were young, so we were representing streets. But once we got older, and you represent towns, and it was fun, man. It was amazing. It was good.
I remember them days, man. The only reason why I wanted to bring something like that up is because, Boog still got the backyard football footage, from the Field of Dreams.
That's
you
crazy.
feel me?
Wow.
So we trying to
wow.
get, one day I want to really put that footage together, get everybody from
Yeah.
that time period,
Yeah.
and we all just watch some film and chill, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh,
and
yeah,
just,
definitely.
just
That'd be
talk
dope,
it, you know what I mean?
That'd
Like
be
I
a
want to
dope
have
thing.
something
up your chest, boy, just relax.